Alright folks, we're here with the schedule this time. Again, we have Matt Paz and Senor Splash with us. We're going to be looking at the Monarch schedule for the season, kind of our thoughts about the schedule in general, and things to look for. So let's just look at our team for now. We got the Monarchs here. First week we got Osaka Foxes and Serena. We faced Serena a couple times so far, taking care of business. We got Chicago Curve and Clutch. Week 3, highly anticipated matchup versus M. Frisk and the Dot Crew. Then we got Space City Comets versus Compass. The Bay Rockets, John's Copyright, Crow Hoppers, MC Scales, North Pole No Socks, or Bacon Bits, Green Revolution YG, and Philly Bandits B Feral 10. So jumping out right away, the teams that we're going to look at here. These guys right here. I would say that any of these teams I could see end up winning it all as far as this league. We got YG and Green Revolution, B Feral 10, the Bandits, Compass, Space City Comets, Frisk, and Dot Crew. Not to say that anyone else couldn't play well, but I would say that all of these guys are kind of like a tier above opposition-wise. And I think the schedule works out pretty well as far as like when I play those type of players. So we got 2 easier matchups, I would say. No offense, of course. Weeks 1 and 2, and then we face kind of our important games / very going to determine how we do playoff seeding wise versus Dot Crew and Space City Comets, and then another little bit of a break, and then boom. So I think any of these teams could certainly beat me in a game, but I feel pretty confident that I will win these types of series as long as I don't completely slack and not practice at all whatsoever. Any thoughts, Matt Paz or Splash, on that?
I think it's going to be real tough on the group chat when week 8 comes around, and if B Farrell is right on the cusp of making the playoffs, or however with the seeding. I'm sure he's not going to appreciate having you as the last opposition right before those playoffs.
Yeah, for those that don't know, B Feral 10 and the rest of us are all in real life friends, and he's in the league. That'll be pretty tough if a playoff spot's on the line and one of us is going to have to knock each other out. That'll be pretty tough. But overall, I think, again, that's kind of how it is. One thing that we did kind of notice, though, so let's go back to the overall kind of schedule. So you have all the games here in the schedule, but pretty much how the schedule seems to be set up is you have odds playing odd teams. So this is the draft order here: 1, 2, 3. So like 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17. So these are all teams that are basically guaranteed to play each other. So they basically did all the odds are playing each other and all the evens are playing each other, and then you have one other game versus, like, it seems like someone the opposite you in the draft spot. So like I think we face MC Scales because he's like over here and we're over here. And then all the evens play each other. So again, you got basically odds and evens. And then let's kind of go through and say who do we think's like contender wise top teams. So I would say Compass, YG, Zumi, Frisk, me, Penguin, B Feral, and that's probably what I would say. So I would say these are all the teams that I could see any of these guys actually winning it all. Not that if I was a betting man, which no gambling on USA Baseball, of course, I would say one of these teams is going to end up winning it all. And I do think that as of right now, no one else is going to beat these people in a series. You can certainly steal games from them, but I think that they all drafted pretty well, and then they also are top competitive teams. So with that combination, I think it's going to be tough to take these people down in a series. But as you can kind of see, we got, let's highlight those. Boop. 1, 3, 5, 7. So we got 8 here, 9. That was 13, 14, 15. And then we don't need this. So of these teams that are contenders, you basically have 2 evens and what, 5 odds?
Uh, pretty
So it's
heavy towards the odds.
yeah. So the way the schedule is set up, we basically have half the league with different schedules where the evens are playing the evens and the odds are playing the odds. So all of us odds, let's say we have Compass, we have YG, Frisk, me, B Farrell. We all have to play each other, so 4 games. Versus Zumi and Penguin literally have one series versus each other, and then they have, I would say, easier schedule the rest of the way. So I think that's pretty tough. As far as I think the 1 seed is like almost guaranteed to be Zumi or Penguin Pouch, and it's just going to be whoever wins that series is probably going to end up being the 1 seed. That's my prediction, anyway.
Because I don't believe
Uh,
there's no division, so
Yep.
it's not
Yeah.
even like you can get a guaranteed. Oh, I just have to win my division.
Yeah. I mean, there is no division, but the schedule is set up as if there's 2 divisions, so it's pretty tough, I would say.
It seems you're getting a harder schedule, but you're not being rewarded in any way
It's
other than, I guess, if you make playoffs, you can hope that 2 or 3 of those contending teams from your quote unquote division aren't in playoffs.
Yeah, what's interesting too. So we highlighted these players here. If there's someone else that steps up and is like a clear cut top 3 in the evens side, they're easily getting into playoffs because again, all these other teams in the odds have to play each other. So like their record could be tough. So you could end up seeing like, I don't know how many teams are going to make it from the even side or the odd side because there is no division. It's just the schedule. But if there's a team that I didn't like highlight here that is head and shoulders above the rest, they're gonna probably easily get in. And if there's like 2 or 3 teams, there could end up being only like 3 odd teams that make playoffs because it's just top 8. It doesn't even matter. See how it goes. Anything else as far as our schedule? I think that's pretty good. And then again, we kind of talked about all the pitching stuff early on. So we'll see how teams kind of do in the middle of our season as far as like managing fatigue. But it's going to be interesting because we're going to go into week 3 and week 4 versus our top important games. So we'll have to try to hope our staffs are in good spot in both. A little nervous versus Circuit Bacon Bits because I think he is a good pitcher, so it's going to be like annoying if I have to go extra innings. I went extra innings versus him in our last league, and then going into the series with YG, I want to make sure our pitches are in good spot, so hopefully I don't have to screw myself pitching wise. I think the main thing with the teams that I highlighted versus teams I didn't highlight is basically that I fear these people as hitters way more, and the others could be fine at pitching. And like some players we'll see like top of triple P guys. Like I have heard good things about Matt and John's Copyright. Obviously Big Sid won double P. But and then Slime is Slime and where it just gets like insanely nuts and goes off hitting. But like I don't fear their lineup pitching wise, so like I feel very confident when I'm on the mound pitching versus these guys. And we'll see if anyone can step up hitting wise.
Yeah, I think with no lock on, it's going to be a bit of an adjustment period early on. But then again, it'll be who's putting in the time and effort to practice, see who can improve.
All right, let's get everyone's prediction. I want 1 seed prediction and then who will win it all prediction. And I'll start. I will say. Let me. I want to look at Zumi and Penguins pitching staff real quick before I go. Before I make my
As,
prediction.
as we're all
I'm
sitting here getting ready to pick between the
Yeah.
two of them.
So
this,
then,
this is
so
all
then
Matt
I'll
season.
go
All
first.
right, all right, go ahead.
I think Zumi will win the regular season, and then I'm not entirely sure who will win the playoffs, but I think it's whoever comes out on top in the odds division will win the whole thing.
Iron sharpens iron. Is what you're going
That's right.
for there.
That's right.
That's Penguin.
Looking at Penguins pitching, Dagger Getsel, Papillon, Queen Kokoro. I'm not honestly not too confident in that pitching. However, I think just based on talent, like playing talent, I think he gets the job done in his division. But that said, I think I may go with Zumi for regular season.
Like we can't all pick Zumi. What the hell? As
You're the type of fan.
I'm looking too, and I'm like, man, do I really trust Penguins pitching staff to hold up all season? He's got Daigogatsu and Teramoto as like consistent good starters, I would say. And then after that, I'm like, oh man. But and then lineup wise, I'm looking and like he's got some pretty good players, but he doesn't have those like demons on his team. I don't know. He's got a lot of speed guys, of course. Let me look at Zumi's team one more time. I'm heavily leaning Zumi right now.
Takimoto.
Will he be the unanimous preseason pick?
Yeah, I think he will. Yeah, that team. I'm picking Zumi. I think Zumi's the one seed going into the playoffs, and then I've kind of talked about it before, but I think that I'm predicting YG figures out no lock on and ends up going to win it all. I don't think he's gonna be the one seed. I personally don't think he's gonna be the one seed, of course, with the way the schedule's set up, because I think he'll have to split even if he wins out. Let's say every series, I think he's gonna split some series going through. But his teams, he drafted very well, I would say. I think he puts in the work as far as like playing, and he's obviously played well in the no lock on meta. But I think he'll figure out no lock at some point during the season if he hasn't already, and then go on in playoffs to kind of take over. That's my prediction.
I'm gonna make a bold prediction here on the playoff winner. Uh, as people know who have watched some of our content with Frisk, a lot of his games he's distracted. He is a very good parent. However, seems like he's made a concerted effort going into this to block out time to be locked in on all these games. With his power hitting lineup, I could see him getting the job done in playoffs.
Yeah, I've been on the receiving end of locked in Frisk many times. It's very sad. So I could see it happening. It's just can he sustain it for a whole season, and then especially obviously playoffs too. But yeah, I
Yeah,
think he
I
could
think
do
that,
it. I do fear a little bit for his pitching because he doesn't have that like you are done type of pitcher. Like you have no chance this game. Good luck. And like there's a lot of pitchers that he's gonna have to face. Like can he get it if he's facing Yabe, let's say in a series? Yabe's got Myojin and who's first got like Sumera or whatever. So we'll see. I'm just like trying to look through the teams. I'm like, what the hell? What team is he? But yeah, so he's got John's copyright. Yeah. So again, everyone's got like that one series versus the opposite air quotes division. So it's also interesting to see like who they're facing from that division because that's gonna blow for like if you're uh, so let's say
yeah, if you have
of
to
the
face like
odds
Penguin
Compass
or Zumi.
Compass me Frisk and YG and B Farrell. Who is if anyone has to play Zumi? I guess it's easier to check Zumi and
YG has to play Penguin.
oh, awesome. See, that's great. Great for us. That's exactly what I'm talking about though. Like who do they have to face as their mirror? Because like we have MC Scales who we faced before, and I think he's pretty decent pitching and stuff, but I'm not that scared hitting wise. Man, I
B
am like
Farrell has
just
excellent.
blown. What?
I do think it's. I was saying B Farrell has excellent. I believe
Gotcha.
is his mirror matchup.
So
But I think all of us had the immediate reaction of Compass and Slime playing, of being kind of amused just based on both of them participating with us in the Deuce.
yeah, that should be fun. Like I think Compass will probably sweep, but the games will certainly be entertaining, and Slime will just hit some dingers and then be like, "Damn, my
And
fielders stink and my pitchers stink. Man, how could this happen?" It's like, oh man, Slime, come on. Why you draft like this? Why do
uh,
you draft like this?
but at least we'll have two streaming options for those games.
I think Zumi's got
Both
John's
usually.
as his other one. All right.
I believe so.
So yeah, tough for the odds teams in our division to have to face Zumi and Penguin. again, not a division, but pretty much a division as far as the schedule is concerned. Just seeding playoffs wise is like a
Yeah. Basically divisions, but with no automatic playoff spot to compensate.
Yep, that'll do for our schedule talk. We'll see. We got week 1 coming up soon. I think we're playing what, Wednesday? Is our schedule for our first game, so hopefully things go well there and we start off on the good foot, or whatever they say. Till next time, peace.